Assalamu alaikum, family. How's everyone doing today? Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful day. Today is Monday. We know it's the first day of the work week, and we know what they say about Monday, but we're not going to even put that in the universe. I hope that y'all are having a blessed and wonderful day. Hope that you had a blessed and wonderful weekend, and I hope things are going well for you. In the likelihood that it's not, and I always say this: tough times don't last, tough people do. Keep your hope, trust, and faith in Allah God, and He will see you through. I could definitely bear witness to that. It's been going tough for me this month, this whole month of March. But I'm still here. I'm soldiering on. That's all we could do. And I have my trust. I put my faith, my trust in Allah because He's definitely gonna see me through. I think about what He did with the prophet Job. He tested Job. And I'm not going through anywhere near what Job went through. So if he could bring Job through it, he could bring me through it. And he's bringing me through it right now. Nothing serious, just little financial stuff here and there. But in any event, Eid Mubarak to all the believers out there. We're at the end of Ramadan. This was a blessed month. I may not have been able to do stuff, charitable, like donate money to different things. But I did give a brother a couple of dollars yesterday, literally a couple of dollars yesterday at the train station. Um, I was able to fellowship with my fellow brothers at the mosque, so I was able to do that. Was able to keep my word on things that was important. Able to support my wife, with what's going on in her life, as far as with work, because she's really going through it at her job. So I was able to be there for her and just spend time with family, my extended family. Not so much in our physical presence, but just meet them on Zoom because we have modern technology now, so we have Zoom. So I was able to do that, just the small things, and of course I was fasting, so I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, but I was able to do the things where some people may consider small things, but there were big things as far as I was concerned. So I was able to do something. Something is better than nothing. But again, I put my trust and faith in Allah. Eid Mubarak to all the believers out there. We did it. We went. We came through this month, and I hope that everyone was able to reflect during the month of Ramadan. So, and I hope it was a successful Ramadan for everyone. And again, Eid Mubarak. So, getting to the topic for this video. I know I'm late, and I put that disclosure in the title. I realized that I realized that. But last week was a busy week for me, and Big George Foreman passed away the Friday before last, which was March the 21st. So I wasn't able to do this video. I wanted to do this video that Friday or that weekend or sometime early next week or anytime next last week, but I wasn't able to do it. I was not able to do it. So just been busy. So here I am, and I know I'm remiss, but I want to pay homage to Big George Foreman, one of the greatest heavyweight boxers, one of the greatest boxers, period, in the history of the sport of boxing, as far as I'm concerned. We know George Foreman um, was born 1949 in January, forgot what date, but he was born in Marshall, Texas, and he was raised in Houston in the Fifth Ward. And from what I've seen of Houston, the Fifth Ward, it's a rough area. It's no joke. It is no joke. So he had to grow up tough. He grew up on the streets. He turned to boxing. Um, he won the gold medal at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. There's video of George Foreman bowing and waving the American flag. He turned pro a year later in 1969. Um, his fight in 1973 against Smoking Joe Frazier. Oh my God, that was a beating. Smoking Joe Frazier. Rest in peace to him. May Allah be pleased with him. He took a beating. Foreman just beat the hell out of Smoking Joe Frazier. If y'all ever on YouTube, check it out. Foreman Frazier fight from 1973. He beat the hell out of Joe Frazier. It didn't even go 3 rounds, it went 2. But Frazier was knocked down 6 times in 2 rounds. I don't even think Frazier threw a punch or landed a punch. From what I can remember, if he did, he may have landed maybe 2 or 3, maybe. But Foreman was he just destroyed poor Smoking Joe Frazier. He destroyed him. It was a mismatch. And again, it didn't even go 3 rounds. It went 2, and he knocked him down 6 times. And George Foreman was a hard hitter. So that was in '73. So 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle in Zaire, um, Foreman and the greatest Muhammad Ali, may Allah be pleased with him. They fought in Zaire. They fought in Zaire. The Rumble in the Jungle. Ali Boombaye, Ali Boombaye, and Ali got into Joe Frazier. I mean, excuse me, got into George Foreman's head, and he destroyed George Foreman. Destroyed him. But I have to say this. I have to say this. Ali took a lot of punishment in that fight because he used a rope a dope strategy, and Foreman was going to work on his body. He was going to work on Ali's body. You hear me? But Ali's strategy was, if I could withstand these devastating blows from this massive man, this young man, and tire him out, I have him. And if I could use the spectators, the crowd, to my advantage, I got him. Ali was just brilliant, man. He was just so brilliant. He took a lot of punishment for that, but it ended up working in the end because he defeated George Foreman, defeated him, and Ali told the FOI, the Fruit of Islam, he told them, he said, in that ring, George Foreman hit him so hard that he prayed to Allah, please Allah, don't, excuse me for saying this, please Allah, don't allow me to shit on myself. Please, Allah, don't allow me to shit on myself. That man hit him that hard that Ali thought he was going to crap himself. So Allah's will, the bell rung, the round ended. Ali went to his corner, got himself together, and he was able to continue to fight. But you know how embarrassing that would have been if after Foreman hit Ali in his guts, he crapped himself in his trunks. Oh my gosh. But that just shows you the power and strength of George Foreman. May Allah be pleased with him. May Allah be pleased with our brother. Um, George Foreman never got a chance at the heavyweight championship again. He won it, but in '77 he retired. He retired in '77. Took a 10-year hiatus. He got saved and became an ordained minister and was pastor of a church in Houston. He came back out of retirement after a 10-year hiatus in 1987. I remember this vividly, at the age of 38, which back then was old. If you was 38 years old in the world of sports, you were considered ancient, over the hill. Now we see athletes now like LeBron James, who's 40. We see who else? Kevin Durant is 37, Steph Curry 37. Granted, they're not 38, but they're in their late 30s and they're still going strong. So we see these athletes now in their mid to late 30s, even 40s. You have, like I said, LeBron. You have Aaron Rodgers. Playing at high levels. But back in the '80s, it was unheard of. Kareem did play into 42, but even that was unheard of. But he had played for 20 years. But in any event, don't mean to digress. But he came back. He won the heavyweight title. He did. He knocked out Michael Moore, who was 19 years his junior. Michael Moore was 26. This is back in 94. Michael Moore from my hometown was 26. 26. Foreman was 45. 19-year difference. And he knocked that young man out. He fought Evander Holyfield. And Evander Holyfield said he hit him so hard that he thought he lost his teeth. He went back to this corner and was like, "Do I still have my teeth?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah, Evander, you still have your teeth." But Axel Schultz, he beat him. Um, he gave up the belt in '95 at the age of 46. And in '97, he finally retired at the age of 48. But he made a comeback. And he showed that you can rejuvenate yourself. He showed older people, no matter if it's in sports, whatever it is in life, with the help of God, you can rejuvenate yourself and you could be reborn again. You have a second chance. And he just wasn't successful in boxing, but he had a business. He was successful in business. Y'all remember the Foreman grill? He sold millions of those, made all kinds of money, millions. The man became a multimillionaire off of that invention, the Foreman grill. It helped a lot of college students and a lot of single people. It did. The George Foreman grill. So I just salute this brother because in the second phase, like I wasn't born when George Foreman fought. I was a baby. Most of his fights, I wasn't even born yet. And then when he retired, I was only a year old. So I can't remember. I don't remember him fighting. I saw video of his fights many times, and the man was phenomenal. But his second time around, when he came out of retirement in '87, I do remember him fighting then. I do remember him fighting in his 40s. I remember it vividly. I watched his fights. I was actually cheering him on too. So, um, but he showed that you could have a second beginning. You could rejuvenate yourself. And like I said a couple seconds ago, it don't have to be in sports. It could be in anything. The man, like he had business ventures. Started selling his that Foreman grill. Went into business for himself. Continued to pastor. Was making commercials for Meineke. Y'all remember the Meineke commercials? He even had a sitcom called George. I believe Shirley Ralph was in it. Shirley Ralph, who's in currently in Abbott Elementary, I believe she was in that sitcom George. It was a funny sitcom. So he showed he could have a sense of humor. And he wasn't that George Foreman he was when he was younger. Because Foreman he was angry. He had a I shouldn't say he was angry, but he was very troubled. He had a lot of stuff that he was going through. Growing up young in the streets of Houston, in the Fifth Ward, in the hood, so to speak, at that time in the late '60s, and then you get into professional boxing in the early '70s, stuff facing black men. He had a lot weighing on his mind. So he wasn't as happy-go-lucky man he was the second time around. But that just shows you how God just worked in his life. And again, may Allah be pleased with our brother. May Allah be pleased with him. He touched a lot of people's lives and he helped a lot of people. So salute to our brother. Again, may Allah be pleased with them. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button now. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications of whenever I do videos on here. And you and Ali kind of didn't make any matters better for him before they fought because there's video at the press conference of him holding a toy gorilla. Come on, gorilla! It's a thriller Manila, and he punching a gorilla, and that's supposed to be George Foreman. So, and I'm glad that after the fact that they patched things up, that they were able, to become more cordial and probably friends. So, but I just want to take this time and just pay homage to, our brother, our late brother, George Foreman, Big George Foreman. Oh, he also was in an episode of Sanford and Son. Freddie G. That's what George Foreman called Fred Sanford. Fred G. Fred G. Sanford. He called him Freddie G. And in the episode, Lamont was in a play at this community theater, and George Foreman was in the play too. And so I uh, I think Lamont was playing George Foreman's older brother, maybe. And so in the play that is. And so the director quit. And so Fred Sanford, the director was just fed up with Fred Sanford. And so he quit. And so Fred Sanford ended up directing the directing the play. And in one scene, he said George Foreman had to be frustrated, so he had to punch a wall. And he was like, "Hit it, hit it, hit it again, hit it as hard as you can." And George Foreman hits the wall and breaks his hand. Typical of Fred Sanford to mess something up. But he called him Freddie G. And so that was hilarious, that he was in that show. And he had a scene, excuse me, he had a scene in Let's Do It Again. At the beginning of Let's Do It Again. Him and Bill Cosby working together, and George Foreman teased him that he had two left feet. He wasn't playing George Foreman, he's playing another character, of course. Playing a character, that is. He wasn't playing himself. But he teased Bill Cosby's character uh, that he had two left feet. And so Bill Cosby, well, come on, let's go at it then. And so when George Foreman took off his shirt and they were going to go at it, he said, "Man," he said, "I just want to tell you something. Man, I love you, man." And he gave him a big hug. It's so funny. But George Foreman could show that he could act. So he was a talented brother. He did very well in business. He was a successful pastor. He had a successful boxing career. The first from the first go around to the second go around, and he showed that he could act. So again, man, Allah be pleased with our brother. He's going to be sorely missed. Rest in peace, Big George Foreman. And again, like I said earlier in this video, yes, I know that I'm late, but I'll be remiss if I didn't do this video for our brother. Pay homage to our brother. I was just busy all of last week, and so I couldn't do this video. But in any event, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. Um, you know, I don't think I said anything that anyone disagrees with, but in the likelihood that you do, always remember this. Remember this. Let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. In our disagreements, let's use logic, common sense, facts, and respect, not emotion and disrespect. That'll get you nowhere. Share this video, share it as much as possible. Let's have a conversation, even about things like this. Support my YouTube channel and my future projects. It'd be greatly appreciated. I cannot do these without y'all love and support. So believe me when I tell you this, I appreciate y'all love and support. I really do. And please continue it because I cannot do these without it. Brothers as well as sisters, y'all be safe out here. Beware and be aware. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever before. So whether you're going to work, coming home from work, dropping your children off at school, picking them up, running errands, out here the children are on spring break. So if you're on vacation, whatever the case may be, running errands, beware and be aware. Be safe. I love y'all. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to you soon, inshallah. Have a blessed day. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.